I'm going to recognize myself for 5 minutes. I'd like to insert a letter into the record from the Consumer Bankers Association commenting on today's hearing. And Director Chopra, your recent Fair Credit Reporting Act proposal on data brokers and consumer data, it doesn't include a fraud exemption when an entity is using data to help verify a customer's identity. The treatment of credit heater data described in the outline would prohibit financial institutions from using it for the essential anti-fraud purposes for what it's used for today, I guess. As you know, identity verification and consideration for credit worthiness are two distinct actions with their own legal frameworks, KYC laws, and the FCRA. Have you consulted with prudential regulators and FinCEN to understand how capturing identity verification activities under the FCRA may impede compliance with the Know Your Customer requirements if in fact the data is considered a consumer report?
Yeah, so just to be clear, we have not put forth a proposed rule. One of the places that we know there is a huge desire for fraudsters to take control over is really that identity-related data. So we're trying to think of all the ways in which we can protect it, but not undermine, really what banks and lenders are legitimately trying to do for financial services. So to answer your question, yes, certainly we have discussions with the Treasury, FinCEN, others on a wide range of issues. And I can assure you that your message here is loud. I hear it loud and clear. We don't want to do anything that undermines some of the legitimate financial company work. And I think it also goes back to something Mr. Foster said about identity verification. I really think all of us need to work on what is the future of identity verification, because it can open up a lot of questions for harms in the country if we don't have a robust one.
Very good. Let me shift here. A small pediatrician office in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, has estimated that the CFPB's proposal to remove medical debt from credit reports will lead to a revenue decrease by 11% or $11,000. I worry that further reducing the information that lenders have on borrowers, it's just going to result in higher costs and higher rates for all. Is there any way that CFPB has studied this or tried to figure out what the impact would be on individual medical clinics, I guess?
Yeah, so I think we're thinking about it in two different contexts. The medical provider facilities, and then separately the lenders. So you raised two parts. What will be the impact for them? What would be the impact on the credit reporting system? On the second part, there's actually been a move away because of the limited predicted value of medical bills on credit reporting. We've talked to a number in the medical industry. Many of them actually don't put it on credit reports, and actually most small players, I believe, they don't. So we're really looking at all of that. And again, we have not proposed a rule. We're going through the process of collecting input in advance of proposing. We'll then have public comment before we pursue it. But I will tell you, I am concerned about widespread inaccuracies in medical debt credit reporting.
Very good. One more on privacy. We've heard from many Wisconsin bankers in discussions with their small business customers about the 1071 reporting requirements, which have been discussed many times today. They're concerned about the public release of the data. I mean, we're talking about, villages of 1,000 people. And some counties actually would find themselves, I think, in a similar situation. It would be very easy for somebody to sit down and kind of figure out who this is or which family this is. Considering how important privacy is to the Bureau, why wouldn't you first publish the results of the re-identification study and then take comments as required by APA to balance the risks and the benefits of the disclosure?
So we're pretty far away from any publication on it. And let me just share with you that compared to mortgage data under the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, the data here is going to be totally different. Like you said, there may only be one type of small business type in an area. So we are going to look at that. I'll take that suggestion about how we might proceed with that, but we're many years off.
Very good. I yield back.